Welcome to episode 10 of Highly Opinionated. I'm your co-host Josh. What's up, Tim?
What's good? What's good?
Everything good with you, my brother?
Yeah, man, no complaints, man. Ready for episode 10.
Let's go. The best producer in the game, Ross. How you feeling, my brother?
I'm good, Josh. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. Just taking it one day at a time. Good sports week. Good football weekend that just ended. Getting ready for the NBA, NFL, college football. Busy sports time for us sports fans. We want to thank you guys for watching last week's show. Appreciate you guys for watching. Tune in to this week's show. We aim to be the best. Ross, let them know where they can follow us at on our socials.
So on Instagram, follow us at highly opinionated __. And on X, follow us on highly O _SS. And of course, you are on the YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe, like, leave a comment.
We see all comments. We appreciate all comments. Can't wait for you guys to make comments to come on the show. We look forward to those debates in the near future. Tim, you ready to get it popping, my brother?
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it. So, recap last week in college football, recap of week 8 in college football. First game we'll start out with is Miami. Miami went to Louisville. They won 52-45 in a shootout. Cam Ward was 21 of 32, 319 yards, 4 touchdowns. He also had 7 rushes for 29 yards. Miami had 2 receivers go over 100 yards. Brown, 3 catches, 125 yards and a touchdown. Respirapo, if I'm saying it, Respirapo, hopefully I'm saying his name right, 7 catches, 101 yards and a touchdown. I picked Miami to win this game. I thought Louisville would give them a test. I know you did as well. I just felt like Miami with Cam Ward is just a different team compared to most teams in the ACC. Congratulations to Miami. Now Miami is 7-0. And their next opponent is their rivalry game at home against the Florida State Seminoles.
Yeah, this game, Louisville, 2 plays, man. Really, like I know they used to tell us one play doesn't change the game. That was the cliche. One play does change the game. So I don't know where that ever came from,
I
but
don't know where it came
one or
from either.
two plays, one or
It
two
definitely
plays
changes the game.
definitely changes the game. So I don't know why people used to say that, but so the 2 plays in mind for this game, Louisville dropped the pick. They needed that for a defensive stop because neither team could stop each other.
Yeah.
And the other play was, man, this fumbling thing, man, I'm getting a little confused, man. So like, Cam Wood was throwing the ball and the ball
Throwing the
came.
ball. Yeah.
He ain't had a ball, but they said his arm was going forward. Same thing that happened to Rodgers the week before. Man, that's a fumble, but I mean, like I said, it depends on the ref. So like, I picked Louisville in the upset, but man, they didn't go their way. But shout out to Miami. They might run a table looking at their schedule, but I think they lose to Clemson in the ACC championship game. I think Clemson is a better overall team.
Yeah, I would say right now you can say Clemson is playing better. I still think Miami will find a way to win that game. But looking at their schedule, Miami plays Florida State week 9, week 10. They play Duke, who's 5-1. That's a tough game. Play at Georgia Tech. We all remember what Georgia Tech did early in the season against Florida State. Then they have a bye. Then they play Wake Forest, and then they play at Syracuse. So they don't have a gauntlet type of schedule, but I
No.
think Florida State will be hard. It's a rival game. Those guys in Florida get up for that.
Yeah,
I
they
think
get up.
I think Duke could be a tough game. Duke only has 1 loss, and I think Syracuse with Kyle McCord, the starting quarterback for those guys,
Yeah.
they were playing well early in the season. So for me, I think Miami to me is the best team in the ACC. I think Clemson is a close second, but I think Miami is the best team in the ACC. Next game that we'll go over: Alabama and Tennessee. Tennessee won 24-17. This, for the most part, was a defensive game to me. We had a few moments of offense, but for the most part, it was a defensive game. Tennessee made more plays. Nico I made more plays than Jalen Miro, in my opinion, and that's why Tennessee won the game, 24-17. What were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, so I picked Tennessee just because of the defense. I knew they would. I feel like so with Milrow, I feel like if you shut down his running, his passing is not the best. Whereas though he could beat you just solely on passing. So that and I figured Tennessee would do that, and they did that. They held Milrow to 14 carries and 11 yards. and he also went 25 from 45, passing 239 yards, one touchdown, and two interceptions. So they played a great defensive game plan against him. I figured the defense would come to play because they to me had the best defense in the country, and that's why I think they still the best team in the country in my opinion. I feel like Nico I just has to connect a little bit better on these deep shots. Like he had a couple people running free on Saturday, and they just missed by a hair or two. So shout out to Tennessee, man. Big win.
Yeah, shout out to Tennessee. I picked Alabama. I was wrong. I thought Jalen Milroe would play a little better. He didn't. As you said, he was definitely inaccurate in this game for sure. You definitely could see that. Um, I think Alabama's undisciplined. I think they miss Nick Saban. They're undisciplined. They don't have the same tenacity, the same force that they had with Saban as they do with Kalen DeBoer. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying Kalen DeBoer needs to be fired, but you can just see the difference with Nick Saban than with Kalen DeBoer. Also, the defense with Alabama. Alabama used to be a stout defensive front. Samson had 139 yards on 26 attempts and two touchdowns. That's not the Alabama defense that we grew up and love. So
Not at
they got
all.
to improve that defense. I disagree with you with Tennessee being the best defense or the best team in the country. I think the best defense and the best team in the country was in Texas on Saturday night. They just weren't wearing burnt. They just weren't wearing orange and white. And we'll see that matchup in a couple weeks. But good win for Tennessee. Tennessee's chances of still making the college football playoffs are alive and well. Alabama's, in my opinion, they have to beat Ole Miss, and they have to beat LSU. I think they play LSU and Ole Miss. They have to beat both of those teams. I'm sorry. Here's their schedule now. I'm pulling up their schedule now. They have to beat Missouri. They have to beat LSU. Those two games, which is their next two games, they have to win. If they lose one of those games, they're not making the playoffs. The last game that we're gonna go over from last week is the game of the day. Georgia and Texas. Georgia won 30-15 at Texas. Great win by Georgia. That Georgia defense was humming early. They forced Texas into a quarterback change. Quinn Ewers started the game. He started the game off a little shaky. Then they went to Arch Manning. Then they went back to Quinn Ewers. Carson Beck didn't have his best game, 23 of 41, 175 yards and three interceptions. I believe that one of those interceptions was on him. Two of them I thought you could say it was on the receiver on him, but I thought the other two was on the receiver. But he stayed the course. As a veteran quarterback, when you turn the ball over, you just got to stay the course and worry about the next play. I felt like Carson Beck did that. ETN, the running back, had 87 yards and three touchdowns. So Georgia had a productive day, but that defense of Georgia was the reason why they won that game. To me, they shut Texas down. Texas had 230 yards passing between two guys. So that tells you that Georgia defense was humming and coming. Well, not humming and coming, but that Georgia defense was coming. They were coming, ready to make some noise, ready to make some action, and they came to Texas and did what they had to do.
Yeah, so I got this game wrong just because Georgia defense hasn't played like this for 3 to 4 weeks. So I didn't expect this. But they had an outstanding performance. Like you said, man, they actually had 7 sacks this game, and like you said, 4 turnovers. So once you pressure the quarterback, man, it's just hard. It's just hard to get a feel for the game at quarterback, man. Like you start making decisions too early, things of that nature. So shout out to that Georgia defense, man. But I don't believe in Carson Beck, man. I done seen too many bad performances in a row, man. I think that's going to be the cause that causes them not to win a national championship. I don't believe in him, but when they match up with Tennessee, I can't wait to see that game, man. So, but shout out to Georgia and Kirby, they got them back on track. The defense, if they keep playing like that, they can play with anybody. Though.
Absolutely. That defense was special. Yes, I agree with you. Carson Beck, in my opinion, his stock has went down. In the marquee games, he hasn't played his best. But I will say he did show resilience. Interceptions, again, interceptions are a quarterback stat. That doesn't mean every interception is on the quarterback.
Agreed.
And for me, with that being said, he showed tenacity, he showed toughness, he showed resilience. But again, the defense was the reason why they won. 7 sacks,
sure.
4 turnovers. That Georgia defense can play with anybody. And again, like I tried to tell you, we was during the middle of our text thread. These are college kids. Kirby motivated them by saying everybody's picking Texas. And I get your point that they haven't shown it, but it's still Georgia. So you still think they have it in them. And they know they have it in them. You just got to show that you got it in you. And they showed Saturday night that they had it in them. Week 9, college football season. Here we go. Let's pick these 3 games, my brother. Let's start with Number 12, Notre Dame, and number 24, Navy. This game is Saturday at 12 o'clock. Navy is 6-0. Navy is undefeated. Notre Dame is 6-1. Notre Dame is favored by 13 points. Who you like?
So I don't know if many people are familiar with Navy. If y'all watch Navy, they run the triple option, and I love it because it makes teams got to play honest. You got to be disciplined. Like you got to play. If you don't do your assignment versus triple option, they will score on you. In this game, man, Forbath, the quarterback for Navy, he's real good, special. The spread is way too high, and I'm going with Notre Dame in the tight game, man. I think the game is going to be limited possessions because both teams are more run dominant. So it's going to be limited possessions in this game. But I'm taking Notre Dame in the close one. Don't be shocked if this comes down to the last drive type field goal game. Because Navy going to give them everything they want.
This game is actually at MetLife Stadium Saturday, 12 o'clock. Like I said before, ABC. I am agreeing with you, my brother. I'm taking Notre Dame. Notre Dame has to win this game. Whenever Notre Dame sees an opponent with a number beside their name, they got to win the game because they lost to Northern Illinois early in the season. So they have to win this game. Since that Northern Illinois loss, Notre Dame has played well. They beat the hell out of Purdue, beat Miami of Ohio. They play a good Louisville team. They blew out Stanford. They beat Georgia Tech. So Notre Dame, they see a number by your name, they got to win. And just a little bit looking forward down the remainder of their season. They play Army. Army, I have a number by their name because I think Army should be they might only have one loss by the time they play Notre Dame at that moment. But as far as Notre Dame and Navy, give me Notre Dame. They have to win this game if they want any chance of making a college football playoff. And I'm agreeing with you. I think 13 points is too high. I would say Notre Dame anywhere between 3 to 8 points. That's my read on that. Next game we have Saturday at 3:30, CBS. Number 20, Illinois at number 1, Oregon. I'll start us off. I am going to take Oregon. I think the win over Ohio State propelled Oregon. Last week they played Friday night against Purdue. They blew Purdue out. I think Illinois will give them a test. Illinois is coming off a big win against Michigan. They played ground and pound and they beat Michigan. Michigan doesn't have a quarterback. We all know that. But Illinois is 6-1, having a great year. But I think Oregon is just a little bit too much at home. So give me Oregon. By the way, Tim, before you give your pick, Oregon is favored by 21.5. I think that's a little bit too many points for me. I don't think they're going to blow them out by 100. I do think Oregon's going to win, but I think 21.5 is entirely too much.
Yeah, man. I don't know why they keep disrespecting Illinois with all these
Yeah,
choices,
like,
man.
damn.
Like I don't know what's going on. Like they can play football over there. Like they hung
Yes.
tight with they hung tight with Penn State on the road. They got another road game versus Oregon. Like I think this is going to be a pretty good game. Like I think Oregon probably going to separate to like mid third quarter that you're going to start to see like a difference. Like all right, that's why they number one. You feel me? So like, but I think it's going to be a good game. Give me Oregon, and way less than 21 though. I think they probably went by like 10.
I will tell you. I will say this: Illinois, Altmaier, he got to have more than 80 yards because that's what he had last week against.
Oh yeah,
Michigan.
for sure. But
he had 80
Michigan
yards. Yeah, they right. Oregon gonna win by 70.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he gonna win
Yeah,
by 70. So he better have more than goddamn 80 yards. I know that. That ain't good. Hey, bro, I just want, ladies and gentlemen, we do not disrespect anybody on here. It might seem like we do the way we speak. We're not disrespecting anybody on here. But I could throw 80 yards in the game right now. Like, seriously. You give me a couple pop passes, Zay Flowers or DK Metcalf or somebody like that, they can just break a tackle and go. Come on, bro. Like, you got to give me more than 80 yards.
80 bad. Yeah, that's
80 yards ain't good.
Michigan do play defense, though. So, like, I mean, I don't know if they playing that much defense.
Yeah, yeah. 80 yards. So bro, that's the steel curtain. That's the Ravens defense of 2000.
Yeah, 80 yards is insane. But he should be able to throw on Oregon. The Oregon defense ain't 8.
Yeah, it ain't Michigan's defense. It ain't.
Yeah, so
we agree on that.
Yeah.
Last game that we're going to preview. Number 8 LSU and number 14 Texas A&M. Saturday night, 7:30 ABC. Chris Fowler, Kurt Herbstreit, Holly Rowe on the call. I started us off the last time, brother. I'll let you start us off with this one. Go ahead.
So this LSU team I'm starting to like them a little bit. Like I'm starting to Nussenberg and them, they looking pretty good. Like, but Man, Alco just different. Like I just love the coaching hire at A&M. Like I just think he just brung like. Don't get me wrong, Jimbo was my guy at Florida State. I just felt like he just
Was
didn't. For some reason, it did. Sometimes things just don't mesh well, right? It just didn't mesh well over there with A&M and him. Like he was getting some good recruits, but some. I think it really came down to quarterbacking. But you know what I'm saying? It might have been some other things. But give me Texas A&M, man. I think they're gonna bring the defense. I think they're gonna be able to get the run game going. So give me Texas A&M at home.
Texas A&M is favored by 2.5. I should have said that before you gave your pick. I'm sorry, but Texas A&M is favored by 2.5.
Sound about right.
This
Yeah.
is a toss up for me. I thought LSU would struggle a little bit last week at Arkansas. They blew out Arkansas
Agree.
34-10. So I was definitely very impressed with LSU. Obviously, I'm impressed with Mike Elko and what they've done at Texas A&M. First year is him being the actual head coach. He's since that loss against Notre Dame, he's got those boys right. Those guys are playing, fighting, playing hard. They're undefeated in the SEC. Their one loss was at Notre Dame, so they're in line right now to be one of the contenders to go to the SEC championship game.
Hmm.
I am really debating, tossing, really like as we're doing this because it's just really a toss up for me. I am going to take LSU. I'm gonna take LSU at home for the upset, if you want to call it that. I think Nussmeier is just a little bit better than what Texas A&M have at quarterback. And I trust Brian Kelly in a big game a little bit more than I trust Mike Elko right now. So give me LSU and a narrow win at Texas A&M. Should be a great week of college football. Week 9, can't wait to watch. Can't wait to see how our picks do. We'll be back next week to recap it. You're watching Highly Opinionated, ladies and gentlemen. Taking a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Highly Opinionated. Tim, it's about that time, man. First ever season doing Highly Opinionated. About time we talk about a little baseball. No better time to talk about some baseball than the World Series. The 2024 World Series matchup is set. And if you're a baseball fan, like myself, I'm a postseason baseball fan. This is the matchup that you've been waiting for a while. You have the two best players, the two biggest media markets, and arguably, but I'm not arguably, I think they are the two best teams that had the best record in each conference, AL, NL. The Yankees and the LA Dodgers. So, Tim, who's going to win the World Series?
And look, man. So, man, I'm mad at myself, man. I made a prediction about who was going to win this World Series mid-year, man. But you gotta go with the Dodgers, man. The Dodgers, man. The Dodgers gonna get the dub, man. They gonna win it 6-2, man. They gonna win it six. They ain't
Six.
going seven. They ain't going seven. We ain't gonna win it six. Kershaw, Mookie Bats. I think it's Bats, right? Or Bates.
Bets, yeah.
Bats, right? Yeah, it's
Bets.
Bats. Mookie Bats. Y'all already
Shohei.
know about. You already know about Shohei. I don't even gotta mention him, man. They gonna get it done, man. I like the Dodgers, man.
So the Dodgers are favorite in the series. They're a slight favorite. First two games, ladies and gentlemen, are in LA. Game 1 and game 2 is in LA. Game 3 and game 4. And game 5 is in New York. Game 6 and game 7 is in LA. I get it. The Dodgers are the best team. They have the most talent. Uh, but I like to give people stats before I give my not really a stat, but something to think about. That's a stat that makes you. This is the first time the Yankees been in the World Series since 2009. It's 2024. With that being said, the Dodgers are the better team. They are the more talented team. But I think in situations like this, the most talented and best team doesn't always win. I remember in 2001, I saw the Arizona Diamondbacks beat the Yankees. I felt like the Yankees were more talented than the Diamondbacks. That Diamondbacks team had Kurt Schilling and Randy Johnson, so they had
Yeah.
great. They had great pitching, but I mean the Yankees had Roger Clemens and Andy Pettit.
Oh no, no, I feel you.
It wasn't like
Uh,
it wasn't like they showed up to a gunfight with bad knuckles. They had
nah,
guns
you
too.
right.
So, uh, so for that, I think the Yankees gonna win the World Series. So give me the New York Yankees. I think the Yankees, and I think it will be a classic series. So I'm hoping for 7 games. Give me the Yankees to win World Series Game 7 in LA to clinch the World Series. Give me the Yankees.
You gonna have a classic 6 game series though.
You can, yeah, you
Be
can, but
dramatic. It can be dramatic. I get what
I
you're
can.
saying though. Seven,
But I'm saying for
7 more.
baseball,
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
baseball, the ticket where it need to be, I feel like they
Yeah,
need this to go 7.
I got you.
You got Aaron
I
Judge,
got that.
Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Giancarlo Stanton, Juan Soto, Hernandez, Will Smith, not Manny Freeman, Freddie Freeman. So you have variety of players. Garrett Cole,
Right.
the Dodgers' best pitcher. I forgot the Dodgers' best pitcher name. So you got it's definitely options there, but give me the Yankees in the 7 classic game series.
You talking about Kershaw? Somebody
Kershaw,
else.
Kershaw,
Yeah, Kershaw.
not Kershaw. Got some other great pitchers as well. So
Yeah, yeah.
you like the Dodgers, I like the Yankees. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Series starts Friday, 7 o'clock on Fox. Tim, let's move to the NFL. Let's recap week 7 of the NFL. We picked 3 games. Let's go over the 3 games that we picked. We first, in the game of the day, in my opinion, the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. The Detroit Lions won 31-29 in the Classic. This was for first place in the NFC, not only NFC North, but the actual NFC Conference. Now the Lions had the quote-unquote tiebreaker against the Vikings because they beat them head-to-head. What was your thought process on this classic game, my brother?
So I told y'all before this week, I said this probably gonna be the best week of NFL football so far this year. And I think we got that. I think this was the game of the year. I know a lot of people like that Ravens Cincinnati game, but that wasn't really. That was just a shootout. Y'all love shootouts, so that's why that was the game of the year. It wasn't really good football. Like both teams' defenses were sorry. It wasn't good. It was good offensively, but defensively was sorry. This game, the score looks pretty high, but it was actually like a back and forth. Like the Vikings went up 10, then the Detroit fight back. It had like a dramatic, like it was like a movie. You had like a plot, you know what I'm saying? It looked like Detroit was about to run away with it. Then the Vikings got a fumble recovery, ran it back for a touchdown. Then you know what I'm saying? Like this was one of them games that had you on the edge of your seat, like I thought. And I said Aiden Hutchinson wasn't the whole defense, and they came and beat my boy Sam Darnold. Both quarterbacks played phenomenal. I know everybody think Lamar is the clear MVP front runner, but you got to look at Goff. One game he didn't have an incompletion. The next week he started off 17, and then this week he went like the boy playing at a crazy rate. So he got to be in the conversation. But man, like I said, man, Detroit looked dangerous, man, and the Vikings still look good. Don't get me wrong, but Detroit they got that run game going with Gibbs. He had 15 carries for 116 yards. St. Brown went crazy. He had 8 catches for 120, 8 catches for 112 yards and a touchdown. Goff was 22 or 25 for 280 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like offensively, yo, it's a lot over there. Like so, like yo, it's tough to stop, man. Like shout out to I picked the Vikings, so I got it wrong, but man, shout out Detroit, man. What my boy Dennis Green said, they are what we thought they were. They are what I think they are. You know what I'm
They
saying?
are.
So
They were. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll make our playoff amendments in college football and the NFL in the next couple of weeks. I've had Detroit in the Super Bowl before the season started. Let's just say I feel very good in that pick. I'm gonna keep that pick alive and well. They're doing well. Yeah, Tim, I disagree with you on it being the best game of the year, but I definitely think it was one of the best games. Like you said, this game and these games are about points. I don't call them point swings, but that's really what they are. It's about momentum. The
yeah,
Vikings got up 10-0 basically to start the first quarter. By halftime, Detroit was up 21-10. Then Detroit took the lead even grew it even more. It was 28-17. Then the Vikings came back and took the lead in the fourth quarter, 29-28 off that fumble return for a touchdown. They didn't get they didn't do the 2-point conversion. So they failed the 2-point conversion, I'm sorry. So and then the Lions kicked the game winning field goal to win 31-29. I agree with you. I think Detroit's a very, very good team. Just as you have questions about my boy Baker, I have questions about your boy Sam. I feel like the game changed with that interception. And I feel
oh for
like
sure.
in most points in a playoff game, Baker, Sam Donald, more times than not, they tend to turn the ball over in situations like that instead of take the team down and score. So that's my only trepidation with the Vikings. I saw a
Right.
rumor. I don't know if that's true, but I saw the Vikings were interested in Matt Stafford. Now, the Vikings got Matt Stafford. That's something different. That's something different. But judging on what they have now, my biggest question with the Vikings is Sam Darnold. You know me, I've been consistent on Sam Darnold. I'm not the biggest Sam Darnold fan. And I feel like that interception was a costly interception for them with the Lions because they had the Vikings had momentum. And that interception took the momentum back, and the Lions went down and seized the momentum. I still think these two teams will more likely than not make the play. I definitely think the Lions will make the playoffs. I still think the Vikings are good enough to make the playoffs. First loss of the season, not a setback. It's just so funny. Thursday night they play at the Rams. So as I said with Matt Stafford, they'll see Matt Stafford up close and personal. So if they want to make a move, they can make a move. The next game that we're going to go over from last week is the Super Bowl rematch. Kansas City and San Francisco. We both got this game wrong. We both picked San Francisco. Kansas City won 28-18. Kansas City defense, maybe they may have the best defense in the NFL. They completely made Brock Purdy look terrible. He was 17-31, 212 yards, 3 interceptions. But more than anything, he just looked confused while playing the game. He didn't know what certain players was. He thought this guy was here when they were supposed to be there. Interceptions, tip balls, underthrows, overthrows. That Kansas City defense is the reason why Kansas City is undefeated. Everyone obviously wants to talk about Patrick Mahomes. That's great. He's the best quarterback in the league, in my opinion. We get that. But their defense is 6-0 because, I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs are 6-0 because of their defense.
Yeah, I mean, 40 to me the 49ers, so they banged up, right? Ayuk got hurt during the game, but he dropped the pass. He don't look nothing the same. He don't look nothing the same. Debo has pneumonia, so he ain't played the whole game. But like Purdy, Purdy's not that good. Like he's an average quarterback impersonating a high paid quarterback. That's all this is. He's just impersonating a high paid quarterback. He's not that good, man. Like he's not that. They had chances. They had every chance to win. I know they had injuries, right?
Yeah.
So they was at the goal line, third down. He throws a terrible pass. He could just run for the first. He could run to the touchdown, but he just forces the ball.
Terrible
Like all
interception.
his, all his interceptions was like we say sometimes it's on the receiver. His was just
On
bad
him.
throws. Like he just
On him. Bad
like
throw.
he just I think he's mediocre. I've been saying this for a while. Like I just think, and that's why I thought CMC should have won MVP last year. Because his numbers was ridiculous, but that's another subject. They tried to say Purdy was on. They tried to say it was no, it was CMC. We see the difference without CMC.
Hell, the
So
boy, do we ever.
yeah, so so yeah, we both like you said, we both got this game wrong, man. Shout out to Chiefs, man. They find ways to win, man. I'm looking at the AFC, man. I'm getting slim hopes every week, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to Chiefs, man. They might go back again, man.
Find a way to win 6-0. Best head coach in the league, best quarterback in the league. You can make a case they have the best defense in the league.
And the
6-0 Chiefs.
crazy thing is Mahomes not playing well. Like he's not
Not at
playing good.
all. 6 touchdowns,
He
8 interceptions. 6
like
touchdowns,
he's
8
playing
interceptions.
bad, bro. Like a lot of these games been winnable for the other team. The
Other
Chiefs
team
just find ways to win.
find ways
So
to
what like we say, man, if you find ways to win, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't knock it, bro.
Yeah, what can I say?
And they injured too, so we can't use the injuries because they playing 4 or 5 tight ends, people I ain't never heard of, seen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Hey, shit.
Again, 6-0 Kansas City Chiefs. Like you said, they find a way to win. Quarterback ain't playing well. So they just find ways to win. They are the new modern day standard of the NFL. And they show it every week. Let's move on to the Texans and the Packers. The Packers won 24-22, and which was an okay game. I watched this game as we watch majority of all these games, but I had my eye keen on this game. Jordan Love was 24-33, 222 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Need Jordan Love to turn that turnover bug down a little bit. That's why these games are somewhat closer than what they should be. The Packers really should have blew the Texans out. C.J. Stroud struggled. He was 10-21. He had 86 passing yards, ladies and gentlemen, for the whole game. He had 86 passing yards. When the Texans play teams that are on their level or above them, they struggle. I just want to throw that out there. I know y'all love C.J. Stroud. I know y'all love D'Amico Ryans. But when they play teams that are on their level or above their level, they struggle. That's just something to keep in mind when they play teams like that. Let's move forward back to the Packers. Packers just got plethora of receivers from Romeo Dobbs, Deontay Wicks, Christian Watson, Jalen Weed, Bo Melton. I like what they got. They got three good tight ends: Kraft, Musgrave, um, Sims, and now they got Josh Jacobs running the ball. I like this Packers team. This Packers team now is get that record straight. This Packers team now is I think
Five
they're
and two,
five.
right?
Their Packers are 5-2. So that NFC North is loaded. Lions 5-1, Vikings 5-1, Packers 5-2, Bears who were off were 4-2, are 4-2. So great win for the Packers. That defense showed up. They confused C.J. Stroud, played well. On to the next.
Yeah, basically, man, the Packers stifle Stroud and get a gritty win at home, man. Love, like I said, I told y'all a couple weeks ago, he turned into the turnover bug, man. Like he it looked like he got that itch, man. So that's definitely something to watch out for. Stroud didn't look good at all. They was doing a lot of blitzing. I don't. Diggs didn't get involved like I thought he would. I thought if they was blitzing, they throw a lot of hot stuff, screen game. They ain't really use the screen game at all neither. So I was a little lost. But like I told y'all, man, y'all know who did show up? That running back Joe Mixon, man. Joe Mixon had 25 carries, 115 yards, and two touchdowns. So like I know y'all don't like a lot of what I say, but like a lot of it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Y'all start to see a lot of it be happening. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And the thing about the Texans, right? So JD Wright, the Packers were the better team, but the Texans could have won this game.
No, they definitely
And I'm
could.
gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't like the coaching nowadays, right? So Texans got the ball. At this point, they are down what two? I think it's
Yes.
because they down two. So instead of so I don't know what's up with just we just gonna kick the field goal and play defense. Like most of the times, every time I see that logic, they lose, right? So 4 minutes left in the game, the Texans get a first down. Mind you, the Packers had three timeouts. Just coaching one on one, right? Why are the Texans just running the ball like they gonna burn enough clock as though the Packers not gonna have enough time to do anything? Like they got three timeouts, coach. Why not try to score a touchdown, right? I'd rather try to score a touchdown than just play for a field goal and then lose by two. Like I just don't understand this thinking. Like, and we see this every week. It's
Every week.
like, oh yeah, our defense gonna get a stop. We ain't get a stop all day, but I
No, they
know
not.
right now
No,
they
they
ain't gonna
not.
stop all day. Hey JD, they ain't really gonna stop all day but a turnover. But oh, yeah, we gonna stop them. Like, come on, man. Like we just gotta have better situational coaching.
I've
But
been
shout out to the Packers, man.
my man been trying to get that girl all week. You think Friday she gonna get a number out because it's
You know
Friday?
what I'm
Come
saying?
on, man. Like crazy. Like, yeah, you're 100% right. Like, come on, man. You ain't been stopping them all game. Now all of a sudden, yeah, we gonna get a stop now because the game on
We
the
gonna
line.
get
Okay, cool.
come on,
I
man.
agree with you on that. Play essentially what you're saying is play to win. Play to win.
Just play the
And
win.
if you lose trying to win, you can say, hey, I lost trying to win. So I
I'm
totally
well trying to
understand that.
win.
Totally understand that. Totally get that. Um, again, the Packers needed this win more than the Texans because of the
Oh, for
division that
sure.
they're in. The Texans are
For
the best
sure.
team in their division. They have Will Levis, they have Anthony Richardson, and they have Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is playing better, obviously.
Yeah.
He's playing a lot better than what we saw him play earlier. But the Texans are more likely they're not going to win their division. The Packers, their division is up for grabs, can toss and turn literally after every game, every team, after every time one of those teams play. Let's do our observations for last week, week 7 takeaways, as we call them. I'll let you start us off, Tim.
Man, so like yeah, y'all remember when they were saying the running back position is devalued?
Yes.
I think we need to start they need to know their worth. Running backs need to know their worth. Because if you notice all the teams that's winning, running backs are really the key to the engine, key to the car. You look at Joe Mixon for the Texans, you look at Derrick Henry for the Ravens. You look at Kyron Williams, they not winning, but Kyron Williams is still doing his thing. You look at Saquon Barkley for the Eagles. You look at Jamar Gibbs for the Lions. Like I can keep naming running backs that are, you know what I'm saying? Like I can go on and on with running backs. Like they should be valued more. Put what Barryman say, put some respect on my name. They need to put some respect on these running backs' names, bro. Like
Yes.
they and you and we not even factor in pass blocking. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot
Exactly.
to
We're
that
not even
position,
factoring
bro.
the small stuff that matters for running backs. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So like y'all gotta put some respect on these running backs, man. They're real game changers. My second take, man. That boy Tom to get paid a lot of money for a reason, man.
Yes, he does.
I know y'all thought, oh, Fields was winning games. He was 4-2. He was the offense looked completely different with Russell Wilson. From from the little things that people don't look at, like the checks at the line, like getting George Pickens the ball early. So like most of these diva receivers, they gotta get the ball early, or
Got to touch it early.
you know what I'm saying? Like they get mental. Like I play receiver, so I get it. Especially if we losing and I ain't touching it, you start to you know what I'm saying? You start to be like,
Now,
hey, coach,
now, now everyone sees the diva that I have to deal with. He played receiver, ladies and gentlemen. So now y'all see the diva
you
that I
know,
have to deal
you
with on
know,
a weekly
you
basis.
know what I'm saying? I wasn't that bad, but I would tell my quarterback, hey, look, yo, I'm open, yo. Like, and I look at him like, yo, I'm
That's what
open. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like
ladies and gentlemen. That's what Tim tells me in the production meet. Josh, I'm open. I thought I'm open, man. I'm open.
so like, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie, man. Yo, it's gonna sound crazy right now, yo. The Steelers with Russell and that AFC, they can make a run.
Oh, I
Don't
agree with that.
like they
I
can
agree
make a
with that.
serious run, bro. Like if you look at the AFC, like that, like I said, AFC not as good at NFC this year.
We agree on that.
That's normally the other way around. But
Yes.
man, you look into how things line up, man. Like this, and the Steelers actually play some defense, right? They
Yes,
one of
they
them
do.
teams that
You can make a
they
case they have
actually
this. You can make a case. I'm sorry to cut you off, brother. You can make a case they have the first or second best defense in the
defense
conference
in the league.
with
Yeah,
Kansas City right there. And let me say this: I know they lost on Monday night. Your Chargers play good defense
Chargers
too in the
play they
AFC.
play great defense. So like, look, the key to football, if you can stop people when you know what I'm saying, you can make enough plays, man. Watch out for them Steelers, man. I know we just did the we did like a recap of division winners, man. That was I picked the Ravens based on I ain't know Russell Wilson was gonna start. I don't know no more, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know no more.
Well, I hope before you, we will have a chance in a couple weeks to make our
We'll talk.
amendments.
We'll talk
So
about
you will
we'll
have
talk
plenty of
about that.
time for that. I got you.
My third takeaway, man. Well, I'm gonna do this one first. D'Amico Ryan's, man. Hey, look, man. You gotta do better, man. Situational coaching, man. That game, y'all should have
Should
y'all
have
didn't
won.
play well enough to win it, but y'all could have stole that game, man. Like
Absolutely.
y'all could have stole that game. Because I think if y'all score a touchdown there, I don't think Green Bay's gonna score a touchdown. I just don't see it happen. They could, but just make it harder on them. Like the field goal, like these kickers kicking 58, 59 yards with ease, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they get the ball at the 30, so you really only need 25. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? My last takeaway, man. Man. I made a statement on here 2 weeks ago, man, about one of my guys, man, because watching him play was just upsetting me, man. But I have watched him play these last two games. Brother Deshaun Watson, I apologize, brother. It is bad over there. I know you just got injured, so you know what I'm saying? I hope you a speedy recovery. But I watched y'all versus the Eagles, and last week y'all played. Where y'all just play? Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. You might. I don't think you're a Texans Deshaun Watson, so I don't want people to say, "Oh, Tim bugging, Tim bugging."
And
So I'm
and,
not
and
bugging.
and let me say
Go ahead.
this. Let me put this out here for people because man, you've had this discussion. I know where you're going
Yeah,
with this. You
yeah,
do think Deshaun Watson is not playing well? Just put that out there.
yeah. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't get me
Okay.
wrong.
Okay.
I'm not saying he playing, he balling or nothing.
He's not.
But
And
when you
Tim and
watch,
Tim and Tim and Tim
go ahead.
just said he's not balling, ladies and gentlemen. Before
Yeah,
y'all kill him, because
yeah. Before
what
y'all
he's
kill me,
saying,
listen.
I actually
Yeah,
agree with what he's saying. Go ahead,
yeah.
Tim. The floor is yours,
Listen to
brother.
what
I'm
I'm
sorry.
saying. So, Deshaun Watson is the most sacked quarterback in the league. 33. He's been sacked 33 times. We only played 6 games, ladies and gentlemen. If my math is correct, that's more than 5 times a game, right? About five and some change. That's a lot of sacks, bro. So like, that's one thing, right? Amari Cooper, he just got traded. Guess who leads the league in drops? Amari Cooper had 9 drops in 6 games. Okay. His other friend, Jerry Judy. I call them the Butterfinger twins because they the ball just don't seem to catch them. He has 4 drops this season. So when you analyze the film as a quarterback, you have to trust the receivers, right? That's what they telling you about Aaron Rodgers, right? That's why they got Devontae Adams. They don't trust the young boys. Who is Deshaun Watson supposed to trust over there? I like Njoku. Njoku went in up the lineup. So, brother Deshaun Watson, I apologize sincerely because you're not the main problem in Cleveland.
I agree with that assessment. And I have a Deshaun Watson point I'll say for my last week 7 takeaway. Start off my week 7 takeaways. Kansas City and Pittsburgh, those defenses are leading these teams to wins. Pittsburgh is 5-2, tied for first in the AFC North with the Baltimore Ravens. The Kansas City Chiefs are 6-0, not because of offense, because of defense. These two defensive-minded teams with Steve Spagnuolo, Mike Tomlin running the defenses, great big game defensive coordinators. Both have won Super Bowls. Head coach Steve Spagnuolo is the best big game defensive coordinator that I've ever seen. Just ask the greatest quarterback of all time, in my opinion, Tom Brady. He'll tell you. You watch the game Sunday on Fox. He told you that in the booth. So the Steelers and the Chiefs defense is the reason why these teams are winning. My next takeaway, the Baltimore Ravens. You're right. Their defense is not good, but I do think their defense will get marginally better. I think this Ravens team, if they keep playing how they play on offense, they'll be a tough out. The way they play offense, they run a smash mouth and run the ball, and Derrick Henry coming at you full speed. That is not a sight for sore eyes. That is a sight that you just do not want to see. You'll turn anywhere and anywhere. You'll lay on the ground before you want to see him running to you. So, for me, I believe that the I believe that the Baltimore Ravens, their defense will get better, and I believe that they'll keep making moves. The Detroit Lions, I felt like they had the best win on Sunday, best win of the week, I should say. They're going on the road to be the undefeated team. Now you're first place in the conference, first place in the division. Shout out to the Lions. Shout out to Jared Goff. People are sleeping on Jared Goff for the MVP. I agree with you about Lamar being MVP, but I disagree because I think the voters are going to have in the mindset, bro, you won the MVP. We don't care about that. We want to see you win the Super Bowl.
No, I agree with that.
Before you be the MVP. I think Derrick Henry has a better chance to win the MVP than Lamar Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not me saying Lamar Jackson's not good. That's not what I said. Tim, did I say that?
No, you didn't.
Never said that. This is voter fatigue. Ladies and gentlemen, let me put you in another sport. Tim, I love this. In the NBA, you can make a case LeBron probably could have won the MVP every year. Steph Curry could have won the MVP every year. Kevin Durant could have won the MVP every year. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal. Those guys didn't win. Steve Nash, ladies and gentlemen, give you a stat. Steve Nash has 2 MVPs. Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant have 2 MVPs combined. I digress. The MVP is not the best player. It's about media. It's about the media voting for the award, essentially. That's really what it is. And agenda and part what you've done for that season. So Jared Goff is definitely in that MVP candidate. Yeah. Now, this is my second to last takeaway. Y'all gonna stop believing me about the 49ers? I mean, I know they got injuries, but I told y'all before the season started, if y'all was watching Highly Opinionated when we first started, I told y'all they weren't going to win the NFC West. I'm going to take it a step further. I like Seattle and I like Arizona over San Francisco in that division. I like what I saw Arizona Monday night. They play defense, they run the ball, they should be fine. My last takeaway, and you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a jokester. I like to have fun. I like to see you guys laugh. But there's something that happened Sunday in a 1 o'clock window that made me want to throw up, that made me want to vomit, that made me just want to say, fuck this. I was that disappointed. No, seriously, I was that disappointed in football fans. I'm a football fan. I love players. What you got going on off the field, I can't control. That has nothing to do with me. I wasn't there. For people to be cheering that Deshaun Watson popped his Achilles, it's pitiful. It's terrible. I'm not making Deshaun Watson a sympathetic figure. That's not what I'm doing. He did what he did. He got charged with what he got charged with. Hopefully for those women, due process is there for them, and they have the justice that they deserve if Deshaun Watson did that and is found guilty of that. But to celebrate a man being hurt because you felt like he wasn't playing good, to celebrate a man being hurt because you don't like him, to celebrate a man popping his Achilles and giving football everything he got, that's just not right. That's just not right. I've seen friends, I'm not going to call them out. They know who they are. They made fun of Deshaun. That's not cool. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. I wouldn't make fun of. I don't agree with everything Aaron Rodgers say. I'm not gonna make fun of him. I don't agree with everything Patrick Mahomes say, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, etc. Let's not make fun of people being hurt. Playing sports is a challenge. Everybody can't do it. Everybody can't do it. So let's not make fun of people being hurt and being. And when you watch the game, you can see him pop his Achilles.
For
You can see
sure.
that.
For
That's
sure.
not funny, man. Deshaun Watson been playing terrible. He's had some things not work for him. Tim has pointed that out. I think Deshaun Watson should get a little bit more blame than what Tim may be because he makes more money. Fine. But me and Tim will never celebrate somebody being hurt. Me and Tim disagree all the time. We disagree on LeBron. I don't want LeBron James to be hurt. I've never said that. No one has ever watched me. No one has ever been around me watch sports to say I want somebody to be hurt. I'm not the biggest Justin Herbert fan. I don't want him to get hurt. You ain't never heard me wish or hurt on him, have you, Tim? No, never. I criticize his play, and that's it. That's all. Ladies and gentlemen, what they did to Deshaun Watson in Cleveland Sunday was pitiful. It was terrible. It was terrible. Y'all fans should be better. Do better, be better. I know fan is short for fanatic, but that don't mean you get to act like a jackass. Y'all do better, man. Take a quick break. Watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Highly Opinionated. Tim, let's go into week 8 preview of the NFL season. Some big games this week. Let's get it started with the first one that we're going to preview. It is the Bills at Seahawks. Big game for Buffalo, big game for Seattle. Both teams coming off wins. Who you like? Before you give who you like, I'm sorry. You give the point spread for that game. Buffalo is favored by 3. Game is Sunday at 4:05 on Fox. Now, who you like?
So this game interesting because Seattle beat Atlanta team. Like y'all know, I think Atlanta's pretty good. I don't think they're the greatest, but they came in Atlanta, did what they supposed to do. Now can they come back home and win a game? See, most of these teams. This is why I say it's football a little wide open because most of these teams can't string together wins, right? So this is the perfect time for Seattle to do what Seattle do. They just played a good game. Now they about to play a bad game, right? So with that being said, I like the Bills. I think Josh Allen is having quietly, like he's having a good year quietly. We don't really talk about it because the Ravens blew him out. So it kind of, I feel like once the Ravens beat you, everybody forget about you. You know what I'm saying? They just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, you know what I'm saying? Ravens went on this 5-game winning streak. Now they Super Bowl champions. You know what I'm saying? They already crowning them. They 5-2. Crazy thing is they 5-2 like everybody else, but some kind of way they just so much crazier than everybody. It's just ridiculous. But I think Josh and Allen and them do their thing, and I think they beat Seattle. I think they cover the spread.
I don't know why people think you hate the Ravens, Tim. I just don't understand why people think
No,
you
no,
hate
I
the
don't
Ravens.
know why neither. I just give my points. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why.
I don't know why people think that. I don't know
You
why.
know what
I am going to take Buffalo as well. I'm agreeing with you. I think Seattle, Jekyll and Hyde team. I think we talked about. I think they had to beat Atlanta last week. They lost 3 straight games. You're a good solid. You're an
I'm
average
saying?
team. You don't lose 4 straight games. I think Buffalo is back. I think Buffalo with the addition of Amari Cooper, Keon Coleman had a good game because of Amari Cooper. Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox. You get James Cook back. You get Ty Johnson, the running back in. Obviously, you got Josh Allen. Josh Allen to this point has not had any interceptions up to this point.
Nope.
He's not in the MVP conversation because he hasn't been played that dominantly well. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't hate the Ravens, but Tim is partially right. He had a terrible game against the Ravens, so that moved him down the scale a little bit. But I think Buffalo is the better team, and I like Buffalo to win this game. I think Buffalo will cover. It's a 3-point spread. I think Buffalo will cover the spread by 3. So me and Tim agree. Give me the Buffalo Bills. Next game that we're going to preview is Sunday at 4:25. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before the season started, we didn't think we was going to talk about the Bears at the Commanders. We thought we would have segments about the Bears and the Commanders. However, the Bears are 4-2. The Washington Commanders are 5-2. As of this moment, Jaden Daniels is day-to-day, had the rib injury. He got hurt last week at home against the Carolina Panthers. In my opinion, I think Jaden Daniels will play. And I am going to take the better team. I am not necessarily going to take the better quarterback. give me the Chicago Bears to go into Washington and beat the Washington Commanders. I think Caleb Williams. I think the Bears have a slightly better defense than the Commanders, and I think the Bears have better weapons than the Commanders. Give me Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams gonna remind y'all, hey, I'm number one. That's number two. I'm number one. He'll show you why he's number one. Give me the Bears Sunday at 4:25. By the way, this game is CBS. This is a CBS game. Two NFC teams on this CBS game. The Bears are favored by 2.5. Jim Nash, Tony Romo, Tracy Wilson on the call. Who you like?
Yeah, so this game, so like Washington, right? Like I think Washington, we talked about Washington, right? You feel like they're a year away. I
I
feel
did.
like I feel the same way. They about a year, two away, but people hyping them early because how they started, right? So they getting the hype. But I'm gonna keep it a band with you. Washington really not that good. You know what I'm saying? Especially defensively, the secondaries
I
pretty
agree.
average. You know what I'm saying? So they really not good. They somewhat like somewhat it's something about who you play. Like if you look at who they played, you can kind of see why they 4-2. No disrespect to some of them
Absolutely.
teams, but you know
And
what I'm saying. So like,
the two toughest teams they played, they lost. They lost to Tampa Bay and they lost to the Ravens. And the game against the Bengals, if the Bengals got the ball back, they probably could have lost that game as well.
yeah. So it's one of them things. Like I feel like the Commanders a year or two away. So give me the Bears. They got too much talent on offense. Defensively, they fly around and they can run the ball with Swift. Give me the Bears.
We agree so far.
Yeah.
Last game that we'll preview. This is a must win. If ladies and gentlemen, if you could say a must win for both teams, this is a must win. You have one team coming off a bye. You have one team coming off a beat down. The Dallas Cowboys travel to San Francisco. Sunday night football, NBC. Cowboys at 49ers. Ooh, it's a tough one to pick, bro. It's tough because the 49ers got all those injuries. Dallas can't stop the run. Dallas struggles with San Francisco. But
Yes, they do.
if they can't beat them now, shit, they ain't never going to beat them. So give me the Cowboys. They got to beat the 49ers now. No Debo, no Ayuk. Jennings hurt. They're down their top three receivers. They got to beat them now. No McCaffrey. They got to beat them now. Give me the Cowboys. If the Cowboys can't win this game off a bye week, they need to leave Mike McCarthy sorry ass in them Levi's in that Levi Stadium. They need to leave him right there because you got to win off a bye week. It's the perfect time to beat the 49ers. We them boys. I'm riding with them. Give me the Cowboys.
Yeah. So I was looking at this game, right? I was like, yeah, this game interesting because, like you said, both teams need this game bad, like bad. So like, I was like, you know what, man? I said, man, when you picked your pick, I said, JD must have been looking at my notes this week. Because I also like the Cowboys, man. They playing with not even third string, but fourth, fifth, sixth receivers. Man, Purdy don't look good. He gonna struggle. No, not consistency, but no
No rhythm.
continuity with
Yeah,
those.
no
Yeah, no
continuity, no rhythm.
continuity with the
Absolutely.
with the receivers. Give me the Cowboys, man.
We agree. We agree on all three games. We both like the Cowboys on that one. I did Tim, all joking aside, bro, this is a must win. They gotta win this game, bro.
They
Because like
got
you
to,
if you
man.
can't beat the 49ers now, you ain't never gonna beat them. You ain't
They
never
never
gonna
gonna
beat them.
do.
You gotta win now. So NFL, college football, we touched the World Series, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beginning of the NBA season. The 2024-2025 NBA season tips off. It tips off Tuesday night. The Knicks play the Celtics. The Timberwolves play the Lakers. So we're going to end our show off with our storylines, our biggest storylines for the NBA season that we think will happen. I'll start us off. We'll do, one by one. We'll do
Yeah.
it like that. I am looking at the legends of the game. The Olympics that we had in France. It was amazing to watch Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Steph Curry be on the same team. It was great. I'm looking to see how those three teams manage. I think the Suns have the most talent out of all three of those teams. I think the Suns probably go further out of all three of those teams. But I'm looking to see where the legends go because at some point in time, we will say goodbye to LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant. So just honor them and watch them while they're here and enjoy watching their gameplay while they're here and see how their teams can try to make marginal moves to be better, whether it's, whether it's the Suns, Warriors, or the Lakers.
Yeah, my first one it would be, can the Celtics repeat? And right now, I think they can, man. I
Okay.
personally, I know we're not gonna talk too deep in this, but I think the Celtics will repeat. I think the fact that everybody's actually under contract and there was no off, you know what I'm saying, off not off the field, off the court rumblings about anything, and I think they're motivated, man, because Steve Kerr disrespected Tatum. I don't care how
Yeah, he did
they
this year.
want to put it. Like I deserve more. I deserve some minutes. I deserve minutes. I don't care how they try to tell you otherwise. And they didn't invite Jalen Brown at all. So like, if I was them, I just know how that would motivate me. Like I probably honestly, the Olympics happen in the summer, right? So the way my mind worked, I probably wouldn't have been able to sleep till opening night. Like I'd have been up 24. I'd have been up until now.
Opening night, yeah, just to
Yeah,
get
till
that bad
opening night.
out your mouth. Yeah,
Just to show y'all, like, yeah, y'all really got me messed up. You know what I'm saying? So like,
absolutely.
yeah,
I mean,
like I think the Celtics will be.
Steve Kerr had Jason Tatum on there like he was a bench player.
Yeah, like I was feeling like don't get me wrong, I like Derek White, but yeah, hey, you figured out minutes for Derek White now, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm
I
chasing
definitely
Tatum.
think
You know
Jason
what I'm
Tatum should have been playing. I
saying?
made a case that he should have been starting. You can make a case for that.
Yeah,
So,
you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
my second takeaway, tying to what you said about the Celtics, we haven't had a repeat champion since the Warriors did it 2018, 2017, 2018, KD, Steph led Warriors. So, looking to see if we can get a team repeat, looking to see what surprise teams that we have this year in the NBA. Obviously, we know the contenders. You have your contenders out west, you have your contenders out east. But I'm looking at the bottom run teams, the teams that are usually at the bottom of the standards. For example, I want to see if the Wizards made changes. We'll see if the Wizards improve. They're not going to win the championship, but let's see if they've improved. I like what Charlotte's done. Charlotte hired the assistant coach from the Boston Celtics, Lee. I like that team. That's a young team. They're going to be up and down the court. They're going to play till LaMelo Ball strengths. In the Western Conference, obviously everybody know how I feel about that boy in San Antonio, that number one guy. I want to see what Chris Paul can do for him. One of my homeboys, he a big Chris Paul fan. I told him, look, I don't think Chris Paul's a top 5 point guard of all time now, but if he can get the Spurs team into the play-in playoff situation, he's a top 5 point guard. At 40 years old, to get these guys into the playoffs and you're the point guard, that's impressive. So the guys that we have up top, obviously the Celtics and the Nuggets and the Thunder and the Mavericks and the Sixers and the Knicks, we know about all those teams. But I'm looking at the middle of the pack to the bottom row teams to see which of those teams has improved so they can keep getting better and better.
yeah. So mine would be, man. I want to see how this Mavericks team gels with Klay Thompson. Like Clay's at the back end, of course, and the way Luca plays, he's real dominant. So I'm just interested to see how that offense is going to look because you have two ball like Steph not. So the one thing I give Steph, he's not really ball dominant because he runs off of, you know what I'm saying? He runs off a lot of screens. He doesn't do a whole lot of ISO work. Can he do it? Yes, but he's not a whole lot of ISO work. You talk now over here is a completely different system. You got Luca who dominates the ball a lot, and Kyrie, y'all love him. He dribbles a lot as well. So like, I just want to see how Clay fits in that system. Like I just want to see how it gels together.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be something for the eyesight to see. One, him playing in the Mavericks uniform, and two, him not being right beside Steph Curry. That is just going to be hard to wrap your brain around because their whole career they played together. My last takeaway for the NBA for the season: went through champs, went through the passing basically the baton from the old guard to the new guard, watching KD, LeBron, and Steph. So my last takeaway is obviously the new guard. You have Anthony Edwards. You have I was about to say LeBron. You have Anthony Edwards. You have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. You have Victor Wembanyama. Now I think Victor Wembanyama, in my opinion, will be the best player. But I'm looking to see, and you know this in the NBA. I'm looking to see what teams aren't getting off to the right start that they feel like they should be. Because whoever that is, that could be a guy that could be looking to get traded. You know how it works in the NBA. Things don't go as planned. A guy could get traded. I don't want to make this about Wemby per se, but I'm just using him. There is somebody that's on the team right now that's a number one option that realize, okay, it might be better for me to be a number two option to Wemby, or a number two option to Shea, or a number two option to Luka, or a number two option to Giannis, or a number two option to et cetera, Jokic, et cetera, whoever you want to throw out there. So I'm looking to see that. What move is being made? I.e., I'll give you an example. Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's a free agent after this season. I think Jimmy Butler can help the Spurs. I think Jimmy Butler can help the Nuggets. I think Jimmy Butler can help the Clippers, the Lakers, etc. Whoever, the Warriors, etc. So I'm looking to see what star, what disgruntled superstar or star. Let's just use star. What disgruntled star is in their situation? They trying to get out, and where's that next destination is going to take them?
So my last one would be my. Whew, man, I don't even really want to talk about them because they get talked about all the time. But the Lakers, man. For the Lakers, for me, for the Lakers to be successful, Anthony Davis has to be the best player on the team. It's no longer this should no longer be LeBron's team. This should be Anthony. We should full fledged believe in Anthony Davis. He's the younger star, supposedly. He's the guy. He got to stay healthy. But this team should run through Anthony Davis. That's the only way they can really be successful to the limits. Like if you still relying on LeBron, like LeBron, no disrespect, not even. It's not disrespect, but how it's gonna be perceived. He that old, he that old guy at the Y now, right? Like you watch him play, you be like, yo, I know back in his younger days he was a killer. Like he still got spurts, but it just ain't all game. You know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna be the whole 48. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Davis, you might gotta take that first 30 minutes, might just gotta be you. And LeBron just closed the show. You know what I'm saying? It
Mm-hmm.
can't be we relying on LeBron full quarter, first, second, third. He rebounding, he getting the Gatorade, he coaching, he telling he can't. Nah, bro, he 40. Them days over, y'all. And I'm a LeBron. Them days over, man. And if that's what they expecting, JJ Redick, you will be fired quickly, and you'll be right next to me selling some of my clothing, and we can talk. We can chop it up. We can do whatever. We can watch the games together, JJ. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need a new podcast mate anyway. You know what
You're
I'm
gonna need
saying? And
somebody.
once you fight, you know what I'm saying? So that's my take, man. Hey, AD, if you what they've been telling me for all this time, I ain't never see it. But if you what they've been telling me, this is your time to show us who you are.
So let me ask you this: so if AD is what they are telling you, then what are the Lakers this year?
So the Lakers, all right. So the Lakers,
If AD plays up to what you think he should play,
all right. So if AD plays and personally, so I know they always talk about the Bronny pick. I didn't think he was going to play this much this year. I like the kid Dalton
Dalton
Connect.
Connect.
Now he should be a rotational piece. So like I like what the Lakers have. I think the D'Lo and them got to be more consistent. But I think if they run it through AD, I think those guys can play. You know what I'm saying? A better version of basketball if they run it like that. Will they be title contenders? I don't think so, but I think they'd be a tough matchup for people just because of experience and who they are. I don't necessarily think. I think Minnesota really is like they one of them teams that's on the verge of something crazy, especially if they do what I think with Julius Randle and Nas Reed. Like I think they're crazy. Denver, you can't knock out Jokic in them, but I feel like I can tell y'all windows close quickly. I feel like Denver that joint closing quick just because the talent that's coming in the West. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, Rob Dillingham is special. You know what I'm saying? Like Minnesota got a lot of they got a lot of firepower over there, man. So like
Okay, OKC.
OKC, I love OKC. Shea. So for me, Shea is probably my favorite basketball player to watch right now, just because of how he plays the game. For me, just for me. So like, I like OKC a lot. So yeah, so like, I think I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't think the Lakers are a contender, but I think they can win a play. What they ain't win a playoff? Did they win a playoff series last year?
Nah.
Nah, they ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they can win a playoff series or two, depending on who they match up against. If they run it through AD.
Yeah, we'll give our predictions next week,
Yeah,
but
yeah, for sure.
the West tough. I'm just gonna name these teams. I want you to
Yeah,
tell me if you think
but
they better than the Lakers. The Suns,
yeah.
the Thunder.
Wait, Suns got a point guard too. Then they get
Yeah, they got two.
Julius.
Yeah, Tyus Jones and Monte Morris. So they
Yeah,
got 2 point
Ty
guards.
Jones. I mean, yeah,
So
they
you
got a
think the
point guard.
Suns are better than the Lakers? You think
Yeah,
the Thunder better than the Lakers? You think Minnesota? That's 3. What
yeah,
about Denver? You think Denver's better? That's 4.
yeah.
What about oh, I just had. What about Memphis? I think Memphis would be better than them because they get
I
their
think I
point
think
guard.
Memphis. I think Memphis. I think them and Memphis should be like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
I
All
like
right.
Memphis.
Yeah.
Don't get me
Okay.
like. I think they about the same tier
Okay.
to me.
Same. Who else?
But I think people gonna wake up back to Ja Morant because they forgot about him.
Yeah, I
But
forgot about him.
yeah, he gonna wake y'all back up.
I like it's a couple other teams. I again, we'll do fully into this next week.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
One of the younger teams I like. I like Houston. I think Houston's a problem. You look at
Okay.
their roster; they got if everybody just come to play, they got everything they need. So they just need
All
to come
right.
and play basketball. But I agree with you on the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers are a contender. Most of the time when somebody on this show speak of the Lakers, they either be you or a guest. I'll give you my opinion
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
Lakers
yeah.
next week, and then that'll be that. But I do think they'll be in the run for the play in. They'll definitely be in the running to make the
Yeah.
play in for sure. So, man, what a time to be alive. Every sport is out, every sport is alive. Can't wait to sit here and watch and dissect and go at it from there. Want to thank you guys for watching episode 10 of Highly Opinionated. For the best producer in the game, Ross. For the best co-host in the game, Tim. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't hate the Ravens. He doesn't hate the Ravens at all. I'm merely Josh. I appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week. We out.
Appreciate y'all.